you change. Are you getting my point? It starts with you. Only when you change can you change anyone. Only when you change can you actually have the platform to talk about this. So the change starts with you. So be the change that you want to see in the world. And those were the words that struck me, because for a long time, when I came back and I was working, I basically went from one position to another. I didn't have, at that point, the courage to step out and go out and build a business on my own or start anything on my own, because there's a comfort zone in having a job. A job is a very nice thing, isn't it? You work 9 to 5. As long as you do what needs to be done, it pays your bills. Now the problem with that is it doesn't give you any space. You just have to follow. It doesn't give you any space. You're not always, your creativity and innovations are not always welcome. If anything that you want to change or do, it's not always very welcome. There's always someone else out there who's going to get annoyed because you're, moving up too fast, saying something too soon, blah, blah, etc. There's always the politics of employment. So when I decided, it was Gandhi who inspired me. And these were the words that inspired me. So change became cardinal to whatever I was talking and reaching out to in people. Are you with me? Right. Change requires courage. That's the first thing that you need to recognize. It requires tremendous courage to change, because you will always be looked upon as being different. They looked upon him as being different, as they did to Martin Luther King, to Nelson Mandela, to Mother Teresa. They were always regarded as being strange and different. Are you with me? But then, if you don't celebrate being different, you will always be the same. Do you understand? You have to recognize that the 1% of humanity that changes the world, that writes the music that we listen to, that writes the books that we read, that govern the countries that we live in, that basically act in the movies that you watch, that influence the world per se in one form or another, they are all within 1% of the world. The 99% follow. So this 1% by definition have to be a little bit crazy, right? They are different. So you have to recognize that and pride yourself in that difference. You must have the courage to be different, the courage to make the change. Whatever the change is that you need to do in your life, you know it best. You need to be better in who you are as a person, better in what you do, better in everything that you do. Why ever not? You see, it's not material benefits that make success. Success is defined by the way you live your life. And it starts here. Intelligence doesn't define success. Winston Churchill was the last boy in his class. Are you getting my point? All the way through school, they kept telling him, this boy will not succeed. Einstein, arguably one of the most brilliant minds in the world, failed his maths exam. Michael Jordan, who turned out to be one of the greatest basketball players the world has ever made, never made his school basketball team. They thought he was not good enough. Sachin Tendulkar, one of the greatest cricketers, also was never made his school cricket team. People don't know nor recognize brilliance. Are you with me? But that's okay. Or in the words of Vivekananda, brilliantly put, he said, which I have repeated many times in many places, and the last was when I closed a convention where we brought together over 10,000 people from nearly 100 countries from around the world. And we had a virtual United Nations out there. And I said to them that we are one. And I said to them that we need to look beyond caste, color, creed, country. We need to recognize that we ourselves are responsible for our success. Are you with me? No one else. You cannot blame, where you are born, who you are with, where your people are. You have to go past all of that. Otherwise, they will always hold you down. Are you with me? Yes. What Vivekananda said so brilliantly, and which I repeated to these people, was simply this. He said, the world thinks that we are crazy, or that I am crazy. He says, the world thinks that I am crazy, because I am so different. But I look out to the world, and I think that they are all crazy, because they are all the same. Now, would you rather be all the same or be different? Are you getting my point? See, the lion and the sheep, very simply put. The sheep follow. They don't question. They just follow. Are you getting my point? Design the clothes, everything that is out there, latest fashion. It's the fashion. Oh, I must go and get one. Are you with me? Rajinikanth potara. அந்த கலரா போய் வாங்கணும் உடனே. Where is you involved in all of this? Are you getting my point? So courage you need. You need courage, first of all, to stand up and be different. You need to be different from, if you raise your standards higher than the people around you, one of two things will happen. One, they have to catch up with you, right? Or two, you will move on to find people of the same mind. Inevitably. But if you stick to what they do just because you think that that's the only way to survive, then you never move forward. The opposite of change is the comfort zone. And it's worse than cancer. Cancer is only something that affects the body, People survive cancer. In fact, cancer is, ultimately something that right now is the disease of the day. 100 years ago it was something else. 100 years from now it will be something else. Are you with me? They will find a cure for it. But the point of the exercise is, it is the cancer of the mind that you need to avoid. And that is the comfort zone. Comfort zone means you like what you're doing, so let's not change it. Let's not shake it. Let's not, question. Let's not challenge it. Are you with me? And if that were the case, then you will slowly sink into quicksand. Are you with me? You have to be different. And that's what change begins to do to you. It turns you around. As long as you say to yourself, every day I must change a little bit. I must come better a little bit. Why not? The Lord, gave us all one thing in equal size, the brain. It is the brain that designed. This building you're sitting in right now was in somebody's brain first. The chair you're sitting in was in somebody's brain first. Are you with me? Yes. Everything that you see around you that was built and created was put together in somebody's mind first. It is the brain that changes the world. It is the brain that can, in effect, change the course of history. Are you with me? And this is the thing that you need to preserve, protect, and persevere with. It's that changes everything. And in that sense, your brain and Einstein's brain are not that far apart. You can actually take it out and weigh it. Did he have a bigger brain? Was he twice the size? I mean, the man was arguably the most intelligent man in history. So that means his brain must be 10 times bigger than yours, right? Did he carry it around in the trolley in the back? No, that means he had the same brain that you have right now. The question is utility. What are you using? What is he using? So the Lord gave us this powerful brain. They say Einstein used less than what? 5% of it, And if he used less than 5% of it, what does it say about us? What are we using?